Hey Mustangs, welcome to your Friday edition of the Daily Update. I'm Shelby Fishman. Let's get to the news. Filling up at the pump could leave Texans with emptier wallets. That tops today's Mustang Minute. Gas prices in Texas are on the rise as southern refineries return to production after the winter storm. On average, a regular gallon of unleaded fuel now costs $2.47, the highest Texas drivers have seen since 2019. In Dallas, drivers are paying 2 cents more than the national average. Despite the increase, Texas ranks third nationally when it comes to having the cheapest prices at the pump. A Dallas police officer is behind bars, charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Officer Brian Reiser is being held in connection with 2 murders back in 2017. 36-year-old Reiser had been a person of interest since 2019, but due to lack of evidence, he continued to work in the community. He's been with the Dallas Police Department since 2008, and if convicted, he could face the death penalty. His bail is set at $5 million. After nearly a year of job losses, Texas may finally see a hiring boom. Next Wednesday, businesses will be able to operate at 100% capacity. Now, insiders say many of the jobs lost due to the pandemic will likely return, especially in the service and retail industry. At first, jobs will slowly come back, but Texans can expect it to grow in the coming months. A group of people at SMU are developing a new tool that could be key to understanding and stopping the pandemic. SMU-TV's Lauren Rangel has more in this week's Coronavirus on the Hilltop.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Lauren Rangel and welcome back to Coronavirus on the Hilltop. This very moment, health officials are distributing COVID-19 vaccines, but there is still so much left to learn about the pandemic. A team in the Lyle School of Engineering is developing a way to help. Here's more.
We want to change the world, and this project is a perfect demonstration. How do we work on something that is direly needed for our society?
A team of researchers at SMU are developing a new COVID-19 antibody test called Lab on a Chip. All it takes is 1 millimeter of blood. A filter inside the chip extracts the blood's plasma. Then the chip goes into a portal unit that uses electrical measurements to detect antibodies. Even with a vaccine in progress, Lab on a Chip is a game changer.
We still know very little about the effectiveness of vaccine. How long the antibody lasts? We need to know before we can stop this pandemic.
There are other antibody tests available, but they're either too slow or not accurate enough.
The other methods take 3 or 4 hours to give you the results, but this method gives you the results in 1 minute.
Researchers say this device is so simple and easy, it could be available to the mass public.
Our device is trying to target affordable, convenient, and fast detection so everybody can have this instrument.
But this won't happen without funding.
To be successful, we need institutional support and the necessary infrastructure to go forward.
In a once-in-a-century pandemic, the stakes are high.
People are being hurt. We can actually help people and impact humanity with this.
For now, they're focused on living up to the SMU slogan, World Changers Shaped Here.
So you can measure the flow rate.
The team says that Lab on a Chip doesn't just aid in the fight against COVID-19. It works with other diseases like tuberculosis and shows promise for future pandemics. That's this week's episode of Coronavirus on the Hilltop. To get a question answered on the show, feel free to send them to @Lauren_K_Rangel. Thanks for tuning in and pony up.
After Governor Greg Abbott removed the mask mandate, the need to trace COVID-19 antibodies is even more important. And that's your Mustang Minute.
SMU Look is such a great group of girls, and you're really able to meet people with so many different senses of style and part of different organizations and clubs. So it's a great way to just kind of expand your group.
We get to walk away at the end of the semester with this tangible, gorgeous magazine that puts all of our hard work from the whole semester, and it's just something creative. It's a different experience than I think you'd find on other clubs.
I think it's fun to see everyone grow and progress as not only people but writers and in their careers, and it's fun to cheer people on when they have exciting things going on.
Anyone can join SMU Look freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, anytime in your college career. So everyone should join who wants to apply.
Visit SMUlook.com to apply today.
It's time now to look at your 5-day forecast. It looks like it will be a cool and comfortable weekend. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 67 and a low in the mid-40s. Saturday, we'll see sunshine with highs in the mid-60s and a low around 43 degrees. Sunday will be a little warmer, still mostly sunny with a high in the mid to upper 60s and a low around 50. The sun sticks around Monday with a high near 70 degrees and the low will be in the mid-50s. Tuesday, clouds will move in, giving us a 30% chance of rain. The high will be in the low 70s and a low of 61. So Mustangs, make sure to take advantage of the sunny days and warm weather while you can.
This is Haley Minute here with your weekly roundup. President Joe Biden visited the Lone Star State to discuss recovery efforts after a severe winter storm left millions without power and in frigid temperatures. Biden not only discussed storm damages, but also the COVID vaccine. Despite the storm delaying thousands of vaccines, Biden says Texas is still on course with its vaccinations. Biden and his wife also visited a Houston food bank to thank volunteers for the work they have done during these difficult times. This was Biden's first visit as president to a state recovering from a disaster. And speaking of winter storms, SMU announced makeup days for classes that were canceled due to severe weather. Classes will be held on Good Friday and Reading Day 1. Tuesday, Thursday classes will be made up on Good Friday, while Wednesday classes will be made up on the first reading day. These makeup days will be held virtually. And changes are heading to Texas after Governor Greg Abbott made a huge announcement. Abbott announced that all stores and restaurants can operate at full capacity, and he even ended the statewide mask mandate. Starting Wednesday of next week, masks will no longer be required, a decision based on a record number of vaccines distributed statewide. Now here's something you don't see every day. A home on an interstate. A Ohio driver hauling the small home got stuck in a construction zone detour. The man backed the home into a median and left it in between lanes. And that wasn't the only problem. The man was cited for permit and size violations. The small home will be moved overnight. Once again, this has been Haley Minnick with your weekly roundup.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a car. A Slovakian manufacturer is releasing its latest model of a flying car. Flying at 160 miles an hour and able to climb more than 1,200 feet per minute, the company reports that the passenger compartments of the flying car have more strict safety requirements than an airplane. Aeromobile, the company that designed the flying car, claims that it has had successful test flights and will be available in about 2 years. Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU Television and follow us on Twitter at SMU-TV. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, smutv@smu.edu. Thanks for watching this Friday edition of the Daily Update. Be sure to tune in next week for more news from the Hilltop. Until then, have a great weekend and Hilltop.
SMU-TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.